my name is François Mouzel. Who don't know me, I'm the clients and markets leader for the PwC Luxembourg firm. And we are the host, so that's why I managed to squeeze in before your president, actually, just to say a very warm welcome to you and say that we are very, very happy to have you all here today. I think when we are looking at the market of private wealth management, it's a super important market. We can see that there is a lot of private wealth in the world out there. A lot of wealth has been created in the past years, and a lot of wealth will be transmitted over the next years. And so that's why I think we are here right in a topic which is extremely important for us as a firm and also for Luxembourg as a country. And I'm hoping that we can be even more a hub in that area in the coming years. In that sense, I'm also super happy that we have engaged more closely with LAFO because we have now a board member at LAFO with Francis Parisis, who joined in 2022. And so I'm very happy that this will certainly lead to further collaboration going forward and in the future. Voilà, that having been said, very warm welcome to you all. I hope you will enjoy the evening. We are very happy on these days that we have actually a terrace and a garden outside of our building. And then I hand over to Pascal for some welcome words from his side. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, François. So, first of all, big thanks for attending this event tonight. So, we are lucky, the weather is quite good, and thanks a lot for François and Valérie for hosting the event, because at the end of the day, it will be pretty sure the event will be very nice. A lot of nice of course, attendees, and again, thanks for coming. So, few words from my side before Francis will join to explain some. I don't know. You are going to explain a report, a PwC report. Speaking out, what is the topic of the report?
Private deals.
Sorry.
Private deals.
Private deals. It will pretty sure it will be very nice report. I know that. So just few words on what has been done the past few weeks and months at the level of LAFO, and what will be done in the coming weeks and months. So most of you attended the LAFO Winter Cocktail. Beginning of February, so it was very nice cocktail. So thanks again for coming. As you may know, we got few breakfasts, few conferences about the space market, another one about private debt, and the last one, but not least, I forgot. If you can switch to the next slide, yes. We got, of course, a LAFO morning briefing, a weekend at Spa-Francorchamps. It was quite enjoyable weekend. We saw a lot of beautiful cars, and we got another event with we partner with LPEA. That was the first partnership with LPEA, but we're going to have another one in October. That's key because most of the clients at the level of the family office want to invest in private equity. That's why we need to reinforce the collaboration with LPEA. That's it for the past few weeks. And just to mention what has been done again at the level of LAFO in order to enhance the visibility of the association. So we went to Warsaw. Few months, no, maybe 1 month ago. Yeah, 1 month ago on diversity and inclusion topic. It was very interesting. We partner with the Luxembourgish Embassy. And of course, we had several meetings in Paris focusing on wealth management. And of course, thanks again to PwC, we were invited to PwC Banking Day 1 month ago, discussing about the new trends on multi-family offices. That was very interesting panel. And so thanks again for inviting us. And that's it for the past few months. And just a sneak peek on what we are going to do in the coming months. Yesterday we got a discussion with a marketing leader at LAFO, and for now we have four events in the coming months. So the first one will be a breakfast on estate planning for family offices, a seated dinner related to art and wealth management in November, and of course the winter cocktail in January. And we can add few other topics, maybe another weekend related to historic cars, and maybe something related to intelligent and artificial. So it's something to discuss. You will receive some invites in the coming weeks and months. So again, thanks a lot for coming. That's it from my side. Francis, floor is yours. And again, a big thanks to PwC for hosting this event tonight, and enjoy the rest of the conference. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Pascal. Clearly you have a connection with cars and other beautiful things in life. Once again, thank you very much for coming tonight. Somebody made a comment earlier on and said, when I look around, I don't see a lot of people that I recognize from the past. So I guess 2-3 years of COVID has definitely changed the audience. And extremely happy to have so many new faces here tonight, because it actually means that definitely the whole family office world is developing. We're all interested in what's going on in that environment, and also what Francois said. It's really there's a big acceleration that we see with definitely the next generation, etc. So tonight is about a small presentation, but it's primarily about connecting amongst yourselves. There's enough drinks and nibbles to keep you busy for a while, but please connect. It's really about knowing each other, what you can all do for each other, and hope to see you on the next events. So for tonight, so without further ado, I would like to introduce Jefferson Oliveira from PwC Luxembourg and Johannes Rettich from PwC Frankfurt. We're going to give you a presentation, a quick intro on what we are seeing. It's actually a very nice report on the private deals within venture capital, especially driven by the family office. And for those who were there in the last event, I think this is a very nice add-on where we saw primarily the investments into private equity on a larger scale. Now we're sort of fine-tuning a little bit more into the venture capital world, which is a world in full development, and it's really taking over in the development. So Jefferson and Johannes, please join me on the floor, and see you later around a good glass of rosé.
Thank you. Let's do this together. So it's very brief, so thanks again for coming. Oh, very good.
Thank you.
I think there is at least maybe 2 reasons for us to be here beyond, let's say, the drinks, as Francis said. I think a family office is certainly an important segment for us. So we are all here because we either want or are willing to target this market. PwC has been serving already the family office for quite a long time. But what is going to happen in the next few weeks is something different. We are enriching what we are going to do for family offices. And so our aim is, right after summer, I would say, to launch a new service, which is called PwC Wealth Compass. And what is this service about? This service is about embedding all, let's say, the principles or family offices needs under a single digital and humanized platform. So in essence, our platform will allow single family offices to connect through this platform and start giving visibility to their whole and global wealth. So I will stop there. Then I'll hand over already to my colleagues, Johannes. He will drive us to this presentation, which is focused on the private deals, or how family offices are doing deals today. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. Thank you. Yeah, my name is Johannes Rettich. I'm based in the office in Essen in Germany. So, and I have a history. I've worked now since 20 years. I'm supporting the global and EMEA family business leader for PwC. And during that time, we have collected also a lot of information on family offices. And based on all of these requests that we got over the last few years now from our colleagues in the deals department, we said, okay, it could be interesting to better understand, okay, in what asset classes family offices are investing in. Yeah? So we developed a database that includes today more than 5,200 family offices in the world. Thereof 2,300 in Europe, and this database includes single family office, multi-family offices, and so on. So for this research we focused more on the single family offices, and especially those ones that are headquartered in Europe, or those ones not headquartered in Europe but with investments in Europe. So if the asset classes that we analyzed are investments in real estate and investments in companies. So let me give you a short overview what's the outcome of this study was. So we analyzed a time frame of 10 years now. And what we saw now in 2021, this is now based on the deal volume and on the deal value. And we saw here a peak in both in deal value and in deal volume. So here you can see the orange bars are direct investments in companies. The yellow ones, investments in real estates. So here you can see in 2019 we saw the peak, especially in direct in investments in real estates, whereas we saw as a peak for the investments in companies, especially during the pandemic. Yeah. So another key finding is based on the deal volume, if you compare this with the whole deals that took place in 2021, it was interesting for me to see that 10% of the deals that took place are supported by family offices, and this is a amazing figure in my opinion. Yeah. So this gives me the sign, okay, how important family offices are as investors. So another analysis we did was, as I said, we analyzed the investments by family offices headquartered in Europe and those ones not headquartered but with investments in Europe. And here you can see the development now. So the orange bars are outbound transactions, so family offices investing outside of Europe, and the yellow ones, the investments from outside of Europe. So, and there is a growing trend for investors, family office investors, investing in Europe. So this gives me the sign now that Europe is obviously an important market for investments for family offices. Yeah. So, and this changed over time because we started in 2012 and we saw a lot of outbound investments and 30% only with inbound investments, and this has changed over time. So, next slide, please. And here you can see now the development of club deals. So, and also here is a trend that we see that there are a lot of, 33% of the whole deals are club deals. So obviously family offices join forces with other investors, private equity houses, family businesses, other corporates or whatever. Yeah. So, and we reached here also a peak with 33%. So what we saw also in 2021 was a lot of mega deals. So you think perhaps about the deal of Stellantis, yeah, supported also by Exor, the Agnelli family office, yeah. So, and there are many other deals. So the deals are getting bigger, obviously, also during the pandemic. And please, to the next slide. Then we analyzed the key sectors for investments. It's not surprisingly that the investments in real estate are the most important, we saw the most deals here. The bars are now this is the deal volume, and the lines are the deal value. And there is, in my opinion, an obvious difference. So the deal volume is also based on the pandemic, in my opinion, because we saw, based on the deal volume, a lot of activity or investments in healthcare and biotech. So, and therefore, okay, there was obviously a good, a high interest to support these companies, and therefore we saw this investment. Another, as a second important sector was then retail and consumer goods by deal value and so on. Then we checked also the key sectors for club deals. So for club deals, we see that especially computer electronics and optical products are the most important sector, followed by internet and e-commerce. All of these technical companies are supported here by family offices. Then please to the next slide. Then we checked also, okay, what are now the most important investors? What are now the leading family offices? So, and here you can see that especially there are 3 of the big family offices that are investing in real estate. Grosvenor from the UK, then we saw IMFA from Austria, the Ferrognia family office, and then also the Ponte Gadea Inversiones family office, so the Ortega family office. So 3 real estate family office or family office with investments in real estate are responsible for 45% of the top 10 investments here. And if you can go please to the next slide. Then we cross-checked also what are now the most popular target markets for family offices. And here you can see that especially countries like the UK, Germany, and France are leading here for direct investments in companies. United States is in the 4th position. But the picture is changing if you take a closer look of the real estate investments. Here you can see that the most investments are going to the United States, followed by the UK and Germany. And here also interesting for me that we see in the 7th position, Japan as the only Asia-Pacific market. Then please to the next slide. So what are now the changes in the most popular target markets and based on the growth rates? And there is a big change between 2020 and 2021. There was a lot of attraction we see here, especially in markets like Spain, in France, and in the Netherlands. So, but obviously the Swiss market is losing traction, also followed by Sweden, with a focus on direct investments in companies. A different situation we see here then also with a focus on real estate investments. Here you can see that there's the biggest change we saw here in real estate investments in France, followed by Austria and the United Kingdom. And Netherlands is losing in that time frame. There's an upswing, so to say. Yeah. So looking now closer to the investment hotspots for family offices. And here you can see that obviously for direct investments in companies, the UK is leading, and a lot of investments took place over a time frame of 2 years, from 2012, 10 years, from 2012 to 2021. And so in first place, London, followed by Berlin and Paris. So if you take a closer look, there is no US hotspot within the top 10 here for direct investments in companies. But a different situation again, if you take a closer look of the real estate investments. And here are 3 cities in the US leading the market. It is the most important city is here Miami, followed by New York and Washington for within the US. And very close to Miami is here London with real estate investments. Okay, this is not surprisingly, I would say. Then if we take a closer look of the property types, where goes the most investments in based on the deal volume and the deal value, it goes in the same direction. So most investments are going into the office space, followed by retail and multifamily houses. Yeah? Retail, you think about malls and so on. Yeah? So next slide, please. So what are now the 5 best cities for family office investments by property type over the last decade? Here is for sure leading London, and you can see London here in many areas, in multifamily, in hospitality, and also in offices. And this is then followed also by 2 US cities. Washington in second place here in multifamily houses, and New York here for investments in office buildings and so on. Yeah. Some other markets are here in the retail sector. Paris and Miami is leading, and in the industrial sector, Oslo and Siciliano is leading. Let me give you also a short overview. So where have we found all of this information? It was a matching based on our unique database that we have developed over the last 10 years now. And we matched this information with the publicly known databases. Thomson Deals, Merger Market, there are specific or special deals databases from Morgan Stanley and so on. So, and we matched that information and came to this outcome here. If you can go to the next slide, please. Let me now give you also an overview to the third asset class. And this is now a new study that will be published soon. But let me give you also a short overview now on investments in startups. And here we see, in my opinion, a completely different situation. We cross-checked here the investments, the deal volume and the deal value by the different stages of investments. Orange, the later stage, then gray, early stage, and yellow, the seed stage. And what you can see here, okay, we reached another peak in 2021. But for me, the most interesting fact is, I have the impression, it could be wrong, that family offices are getting more risk averse. Why do I say so? Because until 2017, you see the most deals here within the early stage. From 2018, the biggest numbers you can find here in the later stage. So this gives me the sign that, okay, why ever, the family offices are getting more risk averse. So, and if you go please to the next slide, this is another argument here. What supports also what I said here to getting more risk averse here. 93% of the deals in startups are club deals. And if you remember back, in the former study, we saw 33% of the club deals in real estate and in investments in companies are club deals. So, and obviously the family offices are joining here, especially for the investments in startups forces. So please to the next slide. Then and another key finding is the checks are getting bigger over time. Yeah. So and we checked here the median startup investment sizes over time, and it was in 2012 we had a median size of 7.2 million. In 2021. 24 million nearly. Yeah. So and yeah, please to the next slide. And here also we checked here. In which directions are the investments going? And here is a different situation. Here are a lot of family offices, or more and more family offices are investing outside of Europe. So obviously they are looking for new startups, and we thought that there is a lot of innovation here in Europe, but obviously investors are looking more in other markets. So the key question is now in which markets they want to invest. please to the next slide. Here you can see then the most popular target markets. First place, United States, followed by the UK and Germany. And yeah, this very interesting for me was also that we see here in the sixth place Israel. Yeah, so also as a market outside of Europe. Then please to the next slide. What are the key sectors for family office investments in startups? So here's are the technology sectors. Technology, media and telecom, followed by software as a service and mobile. And a different picture we see perhaps by capital investment in the first place, TMT, followed by mobile and so on, and mobility tech. So please to the next slide. Then we checked also what has changed over the last few years now. And here you can see that the biggest change we saw in the food tech industry. So in 2020, there were 24, and in 21, 53. So there are the biggest changes, obviously, in e-commerce and then also in wellness startups and so on, and clean tech. Yeah, then please to the next slide. Yeah, what are here now the big investors? Here we'll find then very interesting three family offices from Germany are leading here in the market. So Global Founders Capital and Picus Capital are the family offices of the Samwa brothers in Germany. And HV Capital in the third position is the family office of Holzbring, so the owners of the German Handelsblatt and so on. So now we can have a discussion, is Global Founders Capital a real family office? Is it a single family office? No, but it is was developed with money from the family. Yeah, it is a fund today. Yeah, and here you will see also a lot of venture firms. And this is also a development that we see in the market, that more and more family businesses are developing their own family venture arms. So like Aglai Ventures, the family office of the Anno family. So please to the next slide. Yeah, so that's it. So I hope it was insightful, and please, if you have any questions, then please let me know, and happy to give you an answer.